Hi guys. Okay, so my name is Sierra. This is the first YouTube video that I've made, and I'm making this video because I have been, like, I don't know, I would say encouraged by the Lord, I guess, to make this video. Like, it's been weighing on my heart lately, and I'm sorry for the angle, but this is the only angle that I have to film. But it's been weighing on my heart lately, and I just figured that I would just kind of put things out there. I hope this video isn't too long. I'm going to try not to ramble, but we'll see what happens. So let me tell you a little bit about me. So I will be turning 19 in August. I'm going into my sophomore year at the University of South Florida. I'm majoring in public health and behavioral health care. And I felt like, since I'm kind of entering adulthood, I mean, I'm technically an adult, but I feel like 19 and 20, like, you're an adult. So I'm kind of entering adulthood. There's some issues on my mind that I kind of wanted to address because I've seen other people struggle with them and kind of tell how things are different in adulthood. So let me just kind of give you some background on what I'll be talking about. So when I was 11 years old, I started noticing swelling of my ankles and whatnot, and so I went to the doctor and I did blood tests. One of the blood tests came back higher than what it should have. So they thought I had lupus, which lupus can affect your joints and whatnot. And so I went to a rheumatologist at that point. He said I don't have lupus, and things were all fine and dandy. He said I just hit puberty hard, so things were all fine and dandy for a few years. And then when I was about 14, I was about 14, I went for a routine physical, and we showed my pediatrician some of my bruising and scarring, and I was having some muscle pain and joint pain at that time. And he said, maybe you have this thing called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. You should go see a rheumatologist at All Children's. They can help you out. I mean, a geneticist at All Children's. They can help you out. So I went. Turns out I do have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a disease in which your collagen in your tissue, so what like makes your bones stick together, and it's like the glue that holds your body together, is loose and elastic in mine. In my body, it's loose in my body, so it causes easy bruising, joint pain, muscle pain. For some people, it causes chronic dislocations, which I've been lucky enough not to experience yet, but it's always a possibility. Because of this diagnosis, I was made to quit the swim team in high school. I wasn't allowed to play softball, which I had like molded my entire future around. I was planning on playing for college or getting as far as I could have, so that was a really low blow. But it pretty much just changed my outlook on everything. It's going to change my future. I may not be able to have children, or if I do have children, it's a genetic disorder, I could pass this on to them, which I have no intentions of doing. So it's a lot of things to think about, and it was hard at one time, and it's still hard. I mean, I have my bad days. My latest symptom is that since my tissue is so loose and like elastic, my blood vessels are continuously popping. Sorry, I'm sitting outside. And at one point they thought I had a blood disorder, but then it was just coming back that it was from my EDS. So every day presents new challenges, and I figured since I'm kind of entering into that adulthood, I would kind of talk about how things have changed as I've become an adult. So also at one point, after I was diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, they thought I had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, but it turns out we got a second opinion, and that wasn't the case. It was just all Ehlers-Danlos symptoms. And I do want to give a shout out to my doctors, even though it was a misdiagnosis. If I had never been diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, I would not have known of Camp Boggy Creek. Shout out to them. Best place of my life, changed my life, and I'm looking to go back as a counselor this fall for some retreat weekends. But anyways, so you kind of know some of my illness story. I'm still battling Ehlers-Danlos on a everyday scale. I have type 3 hypermobility type, which is your joints are more hypermobile than what they should be because, like I said, your tissue is too fragile. And I'm still battling that on a daily basis. There's some stuff that I just have to take down because it's too difficult, and things that I go through that most people don't have to worry about. And as I'm getting older and as I'm reaching 19 years old, there's some things that I've realized that I feel like I should share because a lot of people are going through some of the same struggles. So as you get older, things get better. I will start off with things get better. I was 14 when I was diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and I thought my world was ending. Had to quit softball, had to quit swim. A lot of things changed in my life, but I thought my world was ending. But I will tell you that things do get better. You learn how to cope. You learn how to treat your symptoms. You learn how to tell the difference between disease ache and you pulled a muscle or something. Like you learn how to tell the difference between things, and your life will get better. You throw yourself into things that you learn to love, and you just learn how to live with it. And I'm telling you, things will get better. If you're struggling with something, things will get better. But with that said, you'll also have your bad days. As you grow up, I mean, your disease doesn't go away unless you're like put into remission or something, which is not a possibility for me. I don't know if it is for you. But like in my case, I don't have pains every single day. I mean, my blood vessels are constantly popping. I mean, that's going to happen. But I don't have pains every single day. It's pretty constant, but it's not like every single day. So when I have pains, like for the most of the day, like the other day my arm really hurt, that was a bad day. And you just have to realize that you're going to have bad days, but you can't let one bad day ruin like the rest of your week. It's like that saying that it was just a bad day, not a bad life. Like if you know that you're struggling with something, that you're living with something, you can't let one bad day change your attitude on what you're going through or change your perspective on it. Like keep a positive outlook and things will turn out, and tomorrow will be better. You'll get help, you'll get what you need, and things will be better. So like I said, growing up has definitely changed the way that I view myself, what I'm living with, the people around me. As I grow up and get older, like I'm going to be 20 next year, and that's just like blowing my mind because I just can't believe that I'm going to be 20 next year. Like, where has the time gone? But as I'm reaching that age, I'm starting to kind of like sit back and watch other people and kind of realize how lucky I am to have the disease that I have. If I had never been diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and the subsequent diseases, I do have other things, but it's not that big of a deal. If I had never been diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, I wouldn't have gone through a lot of the experiences I went through. I wouldn't have been able to go to Camp Boggy Creek and learn a lot about myself and others and just life in general. And I wouldn't experience the things that I experienced. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome has given me a more positive outlook on life. I'm not going to say I don't take things for granted, but I try not to take things for granted because you never know when your health can just change in the matter of a second and your life can change. I mean, it was like when I first got diagnosed with, when we thought I had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, when my mom would explain it to family members, she would be like, it's not a death sentence, but it's going to change our lives. And that's kind of something that I still believe. As I get older and things happen and new things happen and I'm entering the world in a different way, my life is continually changed by Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and some more for positive than for negative. But I do want to say that things will get better. You'll have bad days, you'll have good days, but I feel like as you get older, you learn how to receive those bad days better. You learn how to view things in a more positive light, and you just learn how to take care of yourself and handle things better. At least for myself, as I get older, I find that I'm not as depressed about my situation. I'm looking at it in a better light, and I'm taking everything in stride. If something pops up and something happens, and that will happen. It's like my first semester of college, I missed like a week of classes, which was not what I was wanting to do because it was my first semester of college. And I missed like a week of classes because things were happening, and I just had to kind of take that in stride and deal with it. And I feel like as you grow older, you learn how to handle things, and you learn how to deal with things, and you learn how to apply them to your life in a positive way. And I will say that those of you that are struggling, those of you that I know from camp or am like friends with, if you're struggling, just be positive that things will get better. Have a positive outlook, and you'll be surprised. And I wanted to end this with the Bible verse. The Bible verse states, "Therefore do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Sufficient for the day is in its own trouble." And that's Matthew 6:34. So that's just kind of going along with my message. Like, don't worry about what tomorrow brings. Get through today. Get through today with a smile on your face, and you'll be surprised at how much better your perspective is. Like, trust in God that your plan is laid out for you, that everything that's happening to you is His plan. He knows what's going to happen to you before it happens, and He knows that you're gonna get through it, and you're gonna be better on the other side. Every tunnel has a light at the end, and just keep on pushing because you're gonna get through it. I promise that you're gonna get through it. If you want to like contact me or talk about this video, you can in the comments and all that good stuff, but you're gonna get through it. You're gonna trust in God, and like what has happened with me, things will get better. Bye.